recognition of the form of the world of form is evolving, there's the recognition that the becoming, the entire manifest process of becoming, and the becoming dimension of it is important because it means we have to understand that the process that started is constantly in a process of complexification. So the process is becoming more and more complex all the time. And that's very exciting, especially from a human point of view. From our point of view, to realize that we're part of a process that's not only going somewhere, but the going where seems to be ever more exciting, because as the process of complexification increases and increases, so simultaneously, apparently, and obviously there's a capacity to cognize it and ultimately recognize our oneness with it, and ultimately endeavor to take responsibility for where it's all going. But I realized one day that for those who are mystically inclined, it's actually impossible to assume a position in relationship to both being and evolutionary becoming that is perfectly equal. That there will always be a subtle and or not so subtle bias towards being, unmanifest, timeless, formless, empty being, and or evolutionary becoming. Now, of course, in my case, I'm wholeheartedly and self-consciously biased towards evolutionary becoming. But this was just before I went into describing the distinctions in a way that we could relate to them. I just think it's something to consider that that of course what we're talking about is non-relative. It's the absolute. Like Ken said, it's not qualifiable. So that's why we use the word absolute. It's